Good evening, I'm Taylor Holt in for Ryan tonight. Thanks for joining us. The Duluth Air Show kicked off this morning where thousands of people brought their chairs and cameras to watch the amazing performances. Switching gears a little bit, if you watched our show anytime in the last week, you know we've been asking for some of the best holiday cookie recipes in the Northland.
Chocolate pillow cookie?
Yeah, that one was my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, thank you, Adeline, and thank you, everyone. Crashes slowed traffic on I-35 in two different spots today. The health department also gave insight into how this happened. And although it happened last year, they have a due process they must follow, and certain employee data is private during that process. At today's press conference, the chief said the officer clearly violated policy. The deadline was yesterday for the company's nearly 15,000 employees to get the vaccine or receive medical or religious exemption. There's been a steady flow of pretty relieved drivers here. That's because after more than 2 months, this street is now reopened. He says the dog literally drug him through into the neighbor's yard during the attack. The waves were so powerful, they literally flipped over this concrete bench, and the destruction down here is just massive. Cold weather isn't stopping the Halloween festivities at all. I even got into the spirit, as you can see with my cat ears. But take a look at this. We're at this home in Hermantown where the homeowners have created a haunted garage. They've been preparing for this for a while and taking all those necessary safety precautions. For those fans who are coming out to kick back and relax, kind of like we are, it's going to be a hot weekend. So Brandon Weathers is here, and you've heard a little bit about how they're preparing for that. Things started here at 9 this morning, and right now there's a quick carving competition going on. Looks like they took a break right now, but we'll still pan over and show you some of the masterpieces that are being created. A large police and security presence staged outside the private fundraiser here on Park Point, where Mike Pence made his first stop to here on his trip to Duluth.
You never think it's going to hit so close to home, especially my 14-year-old son.
Those words coming from 14-year-old Jason's mom, Holly. Jason was the oldest of her 3 children and the only one she saw before she went blind.
Charismatic. Yeah, he was intelligent beyond his years. And you could never win an argument with him, boy.
She says it's been an extremely tough time for the family.
And he loved his family, and we loved him very much. He was a big part of our family.
Jason's mom said Wednesday he was out sick from school. That morning, Ashland County deputies responded to a report that Jason was walking down Maple Street on the reservation carrying a knife. Not long after, he was shot and killed by a deputy. Investigators say a knife was found at the scene, but family members say nothing can justify shooting a 14-year-old boy.
He wasn't a troublemaker.
I can't think of any scenario, worst case, that would necessitate this kind of action for anybody, especially 14-year-old. We're supposed to be safe in our own neighborhoods.
The Tribal Council says this is a tight-knit community, so it's a loss that will affect everybody.
He's a very, very beautiful kid. He was one of our singers at the middle school, but we're a very unified community, and it's going to be a long journey for our community to heal.
Since Wednesday, the council has been offering support to community members and students.
And there's a lot of anger, and so next steps forward, we need to figure out how we move forward.
As for the family, they say they'll continue to push for answers. A similar scene seen across the country. The American flag flying high, veterans saluting, onlookers paying their respects, all in honor of our fallen soldiers. Then came an unusual moment of true honor. 98-year-old Wayne Hoffman had fallen down during the recorded taps and ceremonial bugle presentation. You can see as one of his fellow Honor Guard members tried to help him up, but Wayne held his position. For nearly a minute, and afterwards his comrades helped lift him back up.
Thank you for coming today.
Now the video has spread showing an act of true dedication, and Wayne takes it all in good humor.
Everybody has seen that. But I was a good tumbler when I was a young boy.
We met with Wayne at Edgewood Vista, where you can see him always putting a smile on the nurses' faces.
This is my special.
Oh.
helper around here.
The World War II veteran who volunteers with the Duluth Honor Guard told us the seat that was used for the ceremony was very shaky.
I knew I wasn't very steady. And I was nervous anyway. When I got to the very end, the heartbreaker, I felt myself going backwards. And what was it gonna do? I just went.
In that moment, he said what was most important was that he held his composure.
I didn't want to spoil the squad's service. The person that was being honored, I sure didn't want to make a fool of myself. I couldn't just quit.
Admirable values for the Proctor native who joined the Navy in high school. Besides serving our country, he was a musician. He started playing the trombone at age 8, then violin, so playing the bugle was nothing new to him.
I played 1,000,000 times.
Today, he's a member of the American Legion and was on the first Honor Flight Northland in 2011. Among that, being a dad, grandfather, and of course, proud veteran. He says he's gotten many comments from people who have seen the inspiring video, but says he was just doing what was right and honorable.
Yeah, couldn't make me feel any different.
And his service and respect for the service of so many others will never be forgotten. Taylor Holt for Eyewitness News.